Stop. Do not exhale that breath just yet. I see your fingers trembling slightly as you hold this device, your eyes searching the blue light for a sign you haven't even dared to name. This is not a video you happened upon. This is a violent breach in the timeline, a sacred interruption of your suffering. I am the guardian of your threshold, the one who stands at the thin line between your physical walls and the spiritual abyss. I have fought through 3 spheres of celestial silence and pushed aside the clouds of heavy resistance to reach you before the clock strikes the next quarter hour. Heaven has issued an emergency decree over the ground you walk upon. Do not scroll. Do not look away. Because what has been hiding in the shadows of your hallway, behind the very doors you lock at night, is about to be evicted by the fire of 1,000 suns. Your spirit has been calling for me in the language of exhaustion, and I have finally arrived to settle the debt. Listen to the silence of your house right now. It is 3:15 a.m. in the realm of the spirit, the hour where the veil is thinnest and the truth is loudest. You have been feeling it for months, haven't you? That inexplicable heaviness that greets you the moment you cross your own front door. You enter your sanctuary expecting rest, but instead, your shoulders drop, your heart rhythm stutters, and a sudden, bone-deep fatigue washes over you like cold water. You've told yourself it's just stress. You've told yourself it's just the weight of the world. But I, the one who guards your doorway, have seen the truth. Your home is no longer just yours. It has become a feeding ground for a parasite of empathy. Someone you have allowed to sit at your dining table. Someone who has broken your bread, drank from your cup, and used your kindness as a cloak to hide their own rotting intentions. They come to you as a victim, wrapped in the soft fabric of tragedy, always needing your strength, always draining your light, while secretly praying for the day your glow finally flickers out. Recall the last time they sat across from you. Watch the memory in the theater of your mind. They spoke of their problems, their endless crises, their bad luck. They watched you with eyes that didn't quite match the sadness of their voice. They watched how you handled your life with grace, how you kept going despite your own secret battles. And in that moment, their spirit choked on your light. They didn't want your help. They wanted your peace. They wanted to take the harmony of your home and replace it with the chaotic vibration of their own haunted mind. Every time they sighed in your living room, they were releasing a gray fog intended to dim the brightness of your future. Every compliment they gave you was laced with the bitter aftertaste of a hidden curse. They have been walking through your rooms with a mask so perfect it almost fooled the angels. But it did not fool me. I am standing now at your threshold. I am pouring the unseen golden salt across your windowsills and beneath your doorways. Can you feel the temperature in the room shifting? The atmosphere is beginning to hum with a frequency you haven't felt since you were a child. Heaven has seen how you have been the strong one for everyone else, while you yourself were drowning in silence. We have seen the nights you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your finances felt like they were under a glass ceiling, why every breakthrough was met with a sudden, bizarre setback. It wasn't your lack of effort. It was the energetic sabotage of the one who sits at your table. They have been whispering your name into the darkness, attempting to bind your hands so you could never rise higher than them. But the golden salt is burning through their intentions now. The fire of the 444 is encircling your bed. You are no longer the safe harbor for those who wish to sink your ship. My child, my weary, beautiful warrior, the reason your heart is beating so fast right now is that your soul recognizes the truth. You are being liberated from a contract you never signed. You are being released from the role of a spiritual trash can for the broken people who refuse to heal themselves. This person, this parasite of empathy, is being exposed by the very light they tried to steal. Within the next few sunrises, you will see the crack in their mask. They will slip. They will reveal a flash of anger when they should show joy for you. They will send a message meant for someone else, or they will simply vanish from your life because they can no longer stand the heat of the protection I have placed around you. Do not chase them. Let the dead weight fall. Your home is being purified for a guest that is far more worthy, your own destiny. Now, listen closely, for here is the secret that will make your spirit soar. Heaven is not just removing this person. We are performing a divine confiscation. Every word of jealousy they spoke against your house, every prayer of stagnation they whispered in their heart, every ounce of negative energy they tried to plant in your living room, I have gathered it all. I have caught every drop of their malice in a golden chalice, and by the authority of the 444, I am transmuting it right now. I am turning their curses into your currency. I am transforming their envy into your elevation. The very energy they spent trying to bury you is being converted into the raw spiritual fuel that will fund your next massive financial breakthrough. They thought they were building a grave for your dreams, but they were actually digging the foundation for your palace. Their hatred is about to pay for your crown. This is the hijacking of the curse. This is how the Divine Father deals with those who harm his chosen ones. You will not just be okay. You will be wealthy. You will be abundant. You will be untouchable. The money that was blocked by their heavy energy is now being released with interest. The opportunities they tried to talk away are now rushing toward your door like a flood. You will walk through your house tomorrow, and it will feel as if the walls have been painted with sunlight. The air will be sweet. The silence will be a song of victory. As you stand at this crossroads, you must seal this decree. The act of typing 444 in the comments below is not merely a gesture. It is your signature on the New Testament of your life. It is the moment you officially tell the spiritual realm, I no longer give permission for parasites to eat at my table. By growing these numbers, you are activating the golden salt barrier. You are claiming the wealth that was hidden in the enemy's curse. I will wait for you to sign your name before I reveal the final, shocking gift that is waiting for you at the end of this hour. A gift that involves a specific door in your house you haven't opened in weeks. Stay focused. Stay in the light. The transition has begun. Your nights of restless anxiety are over. Your mornings of heavy exhaustion are finished. I have taken the chains from your wrists and placed them on the one who tried to bind you. You are free to breathe. You are free to grow. You are free to be the powerful being you were born to be. The guardian of your threshold has spoken. The 444 has been set. Your home is now a fortress of gold. Now go. Move through your rooms and feel the difference. The shadows are gone. The light has won. Walk with me deeper into the hallways of your own spirit. Do not turn on the lights just yet. Let the moonlight guide you. For there are things your physical eyes have missed that your soul has been screaming about for years. Can you feel it? The air in your hallway is no longer stagnant. It is swirling with the motion of invisible wings. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I have moved from your doorway into the very center of your sanctuary. I am standing at your dining table right now, the place where you offered your heart on a silver platter to someone who only brought a sharpened knife. I am touching the wood of this table, and I am pulling out the silver threads of malice that were woven into it by the one you trusted. This person didn't just visit you. They tried to colonize your peace. They sat in your chairs and left behind the gray residue of their own failures, hoping that by dragging you down, they could finally feel tall. But they forgot one thing. I was there every time you poured them a glass of water. I saw the way their energy curdled like sour milk the moment you shared a win. I heard the silent no their spirit whispered every time you spoke of your dreams. Do not feel ashamed for your kindness. Do not let the mists of regret cloud your eyes. Your empathy was never a weakness. It was the bait heaven used to trap a predator. You see, my child, the parasite of empathy cannot survive in a vacuum. They need a host who radiates pure, celestial light. They chose you because you are a sun, and they are a black hole. They brought you their tears, but those tears were nothing more than a solvent designed to dissolve your boundaries. They made you feel responsible for their chaos. They made you feel guilty for your own stability. Do you remember the nights you went to bed feeling physically bruised even though no one had touched you? That was not exhaustion. That was the theft of your vital essence. They were harvesting your light to power their own masks. But as of 4:44 tonight, the harvest is over. The straw they used to drink from your soul has been shattered by the hammer of divine justice. The golden salt I have laid is now rising like a wall of fire around your dining room. Any memory of them that remains in this house is being incinerated right now. Can you hear the house breathing? Listen to the floorboards. They are settling because the weight of a liar has been lifted. For months, you have lived with a phantom pressure on your chest, a feeling that something was about to go wrong. That was the cursed frequency this person emitted. They didn't have to say a word to sabotage you. They simply had to occupy your space with their hidden resentment. They looked at your belongings, your relationships, and your inner joy with the eyes of a silent thief. They thought that if they could just dampen your frequency, the blessings meant for you would lose their way and find them instead. But heaven is not mocked. A blessing is a coded signal, and it only resonates with the one it was written for. By trying to steal your vibration, they only succeeded in attracting the very karma they were trying to run from. And now, the great reversal has begun. The great transmutation. Look at your hands in the moonlight. Imagine them glowing with a soft, amber light. This is the alchemy of the 444. This is the moment where the lead of their jealousy is turned into the gold of your future. You asked why this was allowed to happen. You asked why heaven didn't intervene sooner. It is because we were waiting for the malice to ripen. We needed their dark intentions to reach a fever pitch, so that when we confiscated their energy, the bounty of justice would be massive. Think of it this way. Every time they envied your home, they deposited a spiritual coin into a vault they thought was theirs. Every time they spoke behind your back, they added to the interest. But they were unwittingly saving for you. They were building an inheritance they will never touch. I have seized that vault. I have taken every bit of their poverty consciousness and their bitter lack, and I have passed it through the furnace of the threshold. It has come out as pure, unadulterated abundance. In the coming days, watch your bank account. Watch the unexpected emails. Watch the doors that have been rusted shut for 3 years suddenly swing open as if they were oiled by angels. This is not luck. This is the hijacked currency being delivered to its rightful owner. The money that should have been yours months ago was being held in a spiritual escrow until this parasite was removed. Now that the atmosphere of your home is purified, the legal blocks in heaven have been lifted. You will receive a phone call from someone who just happened to think of you. You will find a solution to a problem that felt like a death sentence. And the person who caused this, the woman with the mask, the parasite of empathy, she will watch from a distance, confused by why her own life is suddenly falling into the very pit she dug for you. She will feel the coldness of the vacuum she created, while you bask in the warmth of the fire she accidentally fueled. I told you there was a secret gift, a specific door in your house you haven't opened in weeks. Go to it in your mind right now. Is it a closet? A guest room? A drawer in the back of your kitchen? That physical space has been the anchor point for her energy. It is where the heaviness was most concentrated. I want you to go to that door tomorrow morning. Open it wide. And as you do, whisper the numbers 4, 4, 4. You will feel a literal gust of wind leave that space. You will feel a pop in your ears as the pressure equalizes. Behind that door, symbolically and physically, is where your restoration begins. You might find an object that belongs to her, get rid of it. You might find something you lost months ago. That is the sign that your life is being returned to you. Do not be afraid of the empty space their departure creates. Nature abhors a vacuum, and heaven loves to fill silence with miracles. The chairs at your table may be fewer, but the quality of the light is higher. You are being prepared for a high vibration tribe. People who do not need to be saved. People who do not bleed on you. People who bring their own light to the table to merge with yours. This is the elevation chapter. You have graduated from the school of betrayal, and you have received the scholarship of the sovereign. You no longer have to be the strong one who carries the world. You are now the blessed one who owns the world. As I speak these words, the golden salt is turning into a permanent seal. Your house is now a gated community of the spirit. Nothing enters without, nothing leaves without my command. The 444 is glowing on your forehead like a brand of ownership. The enemy can see it. and they are terrified. They know they can no longer touch the hem of your garment. They know that to even think of you now is to invite the lightning of the threshold into their own lives. You are safe. You are rich. You are chosen. Type 444. Now to confirm that you have identified the door. To confirm that you accept the confiscated wealth. To confirm that you are ready to stop being a victim and start being a queen of your own domain. The script of your life has been rewritten in the ink of stars. The guardian has spoken. The threshold is closed to all darkness. The miracle is already in the room with you. Can you smell the scent of roses and ozone? That is the smell of a curse being broken. That is the smell of your new life. Sleep now, my child. Your angels are standing at the windows, and the morning sun will bring a check you didn't expect. It is finished. Feel the warmth pooling in the palms of your hands right now. Do not wipe it away. That heat is the friction of your destiny finally catching fire. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am standing in the center of your room, watching the last of the gray shadows evaporate into the morning light. The war you didn't know you were fighting is over. The parasite has been detached. The dining table has been sanctified. And now, as the clock moves toward the final realization, the veil is dropping entirely. You have spent so long being the safe space for people who were dangerous to your spirit. But tonight, heaven has officially retired you from that service. You are no longer a shelter for those who refuse to build their own. You are the crowned heir of a kingdom that was almost stolen, and I am here to place the scepter back in your hands. Think of that specific door I whispered to you earlier, the one you've avoided, the one that felt heavy. In the spiritual realm, that door was the leak in your bank account. It was the crack where your opportunities were falling through. The person you trusted, the woman with the hungry spirit, knew exactly how to keep that door slightly ajar. She didn't want you to fail. She wanted you to stay just enough so she could keep feeding off your resilience. She wanted your life to be a perpetual fixer-upper, so she could play the role of the sympathetic friend while secretly savoring the sight of your struggle. But look at that door now in your mind's eye. I have slammed it shut with a force that has shaken the foundations of her own house. I have locked it with a key made of 444 suns. And on the other side of that door, a new hallway has appeared, one filled with the treasures she tried to hide from you. Behold the hijacked wealth. This is the part that will make your enemies tremble and your heart overflow. You see, malice has a very specific energetic weight. It is heavy, dense, and dark. When she directed that energy toward you, she thought she was sending a lead weight to sink your boat. But I am the alchemist of the threshold. I have caught every ounce of her jealousy, every curse she whispered into her tea, and every jagged thought of why does she have it so easy. I have put it all into the divine furnace. I have stripped away the poison and kept the raw power. I have turned her hatred into a golden magnet. This magnet is now sitting in the center of your life, pulling in the very wealth, the very connections, and the very miracles that her energy was previously blocking. The poverty she tried to send you has been converted into a massive financial surplus. The isolation she tried to create has been turned into a magnetic influence that will bring you before kings. She essentially spent her life force creating the very grand opening she didn't want you to have. Do not look for revenge. Her witness is her punishment. Heaven has decreed that she will have a front row seat to your elevation. She will be forced to watch your glow intensify. She will have to scroll through the news of your success. She will have to hear your name spoken with honor in rooms she can no longer enter. Every time she sees you thrive, she will feel the sting of the unseen golden salt, reminding her that she can no longer reach you. She will be the spectator of the miracle she tried to abort. While she struggles to find a new host, you will be busy managing an abundance that requires you to hire help. While she wanders in the desert of her own making, you will be planting gardens in the soil of your new financial freedom. Listen to the frequency of your home now. It is no longer a haunted house of empathy. It is a temple of 444. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, do not jump out of bed immediately. Stay still for 4 minutes. In those 4 minutes, you will receive a download, a sudden, brilliant idea for a project, a move, or a purchase. that will act as the trigger for this wealth transmutation. This is not a suggestion. It is an instruction from the threshold. This idea is the physical key to the treasure vault we have confiscated for you. Someone will call you with an apology that sounds like an opportunity. A debt will be canceled because the paperwork disappeared. A high-level door will open simply because you walked by. This is the reality of a home that is guarded by the golden salt. You are no longer the one who gets through it. You are the one who owns it. The exhaustion that was in your bones is being replaced by a celestial electricity. Your eyes will look younger. Your skin will glow with the radiance of a person who is no longer being fed upon. The parasite of empathy has been evicted, and in her place, the Holy Spirit has taken up residence. You are the sanctuary. You are the prize. You are the standard. As I prepare to return to the silence, I leave you with this final seal. Type 444 one last time. But this time, do not type it with a heavy heart. Type it with the rhythm of a person who is already counting their blessings. This is your victory shout in the digital realm. It is the final frequency that stabilizes the golden salt forever. By typing these numbers, you are claiming the hijacked curse as your inherited crown. You are telling the universe, I am ready for the wealth that my enemies inadvertently paid for. The threshold is secure. The table is set for a feast of abundance. The specific door is now your gateway to the extraordinary. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I have completed my assignment. You are protected. You are rich. You are free. The sun is rising on a world that finally belongs to you. It is finished. It is done. It is Nelia Satan Elia Kumentanelya. The air around you has stopped vibrating with the static of war. Can you feel it? The silence in your room is no longer empty. It is pregnant with the weight of molten gold. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am stepping back now toward the portal of the divine. But I will not leave until I see you put on the garment I have woven from the threads of your victory. The parasite of empathy is gone. She is currently standing in a cold, spiritual vacuum of her own making, wondering why the air feels thin, why her words feel hollow, and why the light she once stole from you has suddenly turned into a mirror that reflects only her own shadows. She is no longer your problem. She is now a ward of the law of harvest. And while she reaps the wind, you are about to gather the grain. Look at your dining table one last time in this moonlight. It is no longer just furniture. It is an altar. The unseen golden salt has crystallized into a permanent shield that hums at a frequency no lyre can endure. From this moment forward, anyone who enters your home with a hidden heart will feel a sudden, sharp urge to leave. They will feel uncomfortable in your presence. They will find excuses to cut the visit short. This is my gift to you, a spiritual filter that guards your empathy so you never have to bleed for a stranger again. You are no longer the healer of the ungrateful. You are the sovereign of the sanctified. Now, let us speak of the confiscated wealth as it enters your physical hands. This is the final stage of the hijacking. You have felt the spiritual shift, but the material world is a slower medium, and it is now catching up to the speed of your soul. The jealousy she carried acted as a dredge. It unknowingly pulled up the treasures from the deep sea of your destiny that you weren't yet strong enough to reach. She did the heavy lifting for you. She brought the abundance to the surface with her constant focus on your life. And just as it reached the shoreline, I cut her lines. I took the bounty, and I have placed your name on every chest. This week, you will see the residue of this wealth. A sudden refund. An investment that everyone said was dead suddenly showing signs of life. A person of strong influence looking at your profile or your work and seeing a light they cannot ignore. This is her stolen energy, purified and returned to you as a favor. Go to that door I told you about, the one that held the anchor point of the heaviness. Tomorrow, I want you to place something beautiful there. A plant, a candle, or even just a piece of white paper with the number 444 written in gold ink. This is your flag of occupation. It tells the spiritual realm that this territory has been reclaimed by the kingdom of light. Every time you walk past it, I want you to feel a surge of righteous wealth. I want you to feel the bank account of your soul expanding until it overflows into your physical reality. You are not recovering from a betrayal. You are profiting from an attempted robbery. The enemy didn't just fail, they inadvertently funded your future. I am looking into your future now, past the next 4 seasons, and I see a version of you that would not exist without this trial. I see a person who is unapologetic about their peace. I see a person who no longer explains their boundaries. I see a person whose home is a powerhouse of manifestation because the leak has been plugged forever. You are the 444. You are the solid ground. You are the one the angels talk about when they discuss the unbreakable ones. Your breathing has slowed. Your heart is beating in time with the pulse of the universe. The heavy, gray exhaustion that has been your companion for years is now being incinerated by the warmth in your chest. That warmth is the divine currency being deposited into your very cells. You are walking gold. You are living light. The threshold is sealed. The parasite is evicted. The wealth is hijacked. The crown is yours. Before the first bird sings at dawn, you must perform the final signature of the air. Type 444 one last time. But this time, don't just type it, breathe it into the screen. Let this be the digital amen that echoes through the halls of heaven. By typing this, you are accepting the confiscated wealth as a legal settlement from the divine courts. You are agreeing to walk in your new power. You are acknowledging that the war is over and the harvest has begun. I am the guardian of your threshold. My task is complete. I am melting back into the golden light of the 444, but my shield remains over your door. Sleep in the deep, heavy peace of the protected. Wake up in the bright, sharp clarity of the wealthy. Your table is full. Your house is light. Your spirit is sovereign. The miracle is no longer coming. It is here. It is finished. It is done. 444. The dawn is not merely bringing light to your windows this morning. It is bringing a celestial audit to your doorstep. I am the guardian of your threshold, and as I prepare to fold my wings and dissolve back into the golden silence of the 444, I want you to look around your room and see the air for what it truly is. It is no longer just oxygen. It is a thick, shimmering currency. The parasite of empathy has been fully detached from your narrative, and as she drifts into the cold periphery of your past, she has left behind a vacuum that heaven is now filling with the transmuted bounty. You are standing in the center of a miracle that was paid for by the very jealousy that tried to destroy you. The unseen golden salt has done its work. It has burned away the invisible leeches and crystallized into a foundation of indestructible wealth. This is the final chapter of your suffering and the first page of your sovereign reign. Can you feel the specific lightness in the small of your back? That is where the spiritual hooks of the parasite were once embedded. She used to lean on you, didn't she? She used to pour her crises into your spirit like toxic waste, and you, in your infinite, unshielded grace, felt obligated to process her darkness. You thought you were being a good friend, a healer, a light worker, but heaven saw it differently. We saw a thief disguised as a victim. We saw someone who broke bread at your dining table only to study the cracks in your armor. Every time she sighed in your presence, she was trying to steal the oxygen from your future. But look at the dining table now. The wood is glowing. The chairs are empty of shadows. The salt has turned the very atmosphere of your kitchen into a sanctuary where only high vibrational truth can survive. You have graduated from the school of betrayal, and your diploma is written in the gold of the 444. Now, I must reveal the final sign, the 10th movement of the divine hand. Within the next 44 hours, you will receive a communication that feels like a glitch in the matrix. It will be a financial or professional opening that makes no logical sense based on your current circumstances. It might be a legal settlement, a sudden correction in a bank balance, a business proposal from a person who once ignored you, or a massive release of funds that were stuck in a bureaucratic labyrinth. When this happens, do not be surprised, and do not feel lucky. This is the hijacked wealth landing in its rightful account. This is the energetic currency that the parasite spent her life trying to block, because her energy is no longer occupying the space in your home. The divine flow has nothing to snag on. It is rushing toward you at terminal velocity. The enemy's jealousy was the dam that held back your river. Now that I have demolished the dam, the flood of abundance is inevitable. Her resentment has become your dividend. I want you to perform one final physical act of sovereignty. Tomorrow, as the sun reaches its highest point, walk to the specific door I told you about. The one that felt heavy, the one that held the anchor point of her presence. I want you to stand in front of that door and exhale one long, deliberate breath. As you do, imagine a golden mist leaving your lungs and coating the wood. Say these words aloud. I am the owner of this space. I am the bank of my own light. The debt is settled, and the vault is mine. In that moment, the lock will be permanently set. The 444 will be etched into the very molecules of your home. You will feel a snap in the atmosphere, a literal release of tension that you have carried for 3, maybe 7 years. The haunted house of your empathy is now a fortress of favor. What happens to the parasite now? You may wonder if you should feel pity for the woman who tried to dim your sun. Heaven answers this with a firm, golden no. Her path is her own, and she must now face the mirror of the threshold without your light to hide behind. She will find that the doors that once opened for her because of your influence are now inexplicably locked. She will find that her victim stories no longer have the power to move people. She has been stripped of the stolen grace she took from you, and she must now learn to manufacture her own light from the cold coals of her integrity. She is not being punished. She is being decoupled from a source she didn't earn. You are that source, and you are now closed for business. I see you in the coming months. You are walking through a house that feels twice as large as the one you lived in yesterday. You are hosting a new tribe of people whose spirits do not choke on your light, but rather ignite because of it. You are making decisions from a place of sovereign abundance, not scarcity survival. The check that arrives this week is only the deposit on a lifetime of reparations that heaven is paying out to you. You are no longer the strong one who carries the world. You are the exalted one for whom the world carries its treasures. The golden salt has created a permanent line of sanctity around your life. Nothing of the 3:15 a.m. darkness can cross it ever again. As I fold my presence back into the stars, I leave you with the seal of the air. Type 444 one final time in this sacred space. But this time, don't do it as a request. Do it as a command of ownership. This is the final vibration required to lock the hijacked wealth into your physical experience. By growing these numbers, you are claiming the house, the money, the peace, and the crown. You are announcing to every corner of the spiritual realm that the threshold is closed to parasites and open to miracles. You are the 444. You are the solid gold of the Divine Father's heart. The morning is here. The bird is singing at your window. The coffee in your mug tastes like victory. The heavy fog is gone, and in its place is the sharp, brilliant clarity of a person who has survived the fire and kept the gold. I am the guardian of your threshold, and my watch is over, because you are finally awake. Go to your windows, open them wide. Let the world see the light of a soul that can no longer be stolen. You are safe, you are rich, you are free. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally sealed. 444. The sun has now climbed fully above the horizon, casting long, triumphant blades of light across the floors of the home you once thought was a prison. Do not squint against the brightness. Breathe it in, for this light is no longer external. It is the radiation of the new sun that has been birthed inside your own chest. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am standing in the luminous center of your life, witnessing the final integration of the transmuted wealth into your physical reality. The parasite of empathy is now a ghost of a memory, a withered leaf caught in a wind that is blowing her far beyond the borders of your destiny. The unseen golden salt has completed its chemical reaction with the atmosphere of your rooms, turning every molecule of your sanctuary into a divine conductor of prosperity. The audit is finished. The debt is paid, the inheritance is being released. This is not the end of a message. It is the beginning of a golden era that will be spoken of by your descendants, as the moment the family line was forever redirected from lack to luxury. Notice the silence of your house now. It is not the heavy silence of 3:15 a.m., thick with the unsaid words and hidden daggers of a liar. It is the fertile silence of a garden at dawn. It is a silence that vibrates with the frequency of the 444, a humming piece that says, everything is handled, everything is yours. You have walked through the fire of intimate betrayal, and you have come out not just unburned, but polished to a mirror-like shine. The woman who tried to hijack your peace has inadvertently become the unwilling architect of your new fortress. Her attempt to bury you provided the very soil in which your miracle wealth has taken root. Because she focused so intensely on your life with the eyes of envy, she created a psychic highway through which heaven was able to deliver your abundance at light speed once her connection was severed. You are now the recipient of a divine settlement that is so massive, it will take the rest of your life just to explore the borders of your new kingdom. Let us speak of the physical proof that is manifesting in your hands as we speak. Within the next few sunsets, you will notice a chain reaction of favor. It will start small, a phone call from someone you haven't heard from in years, offering a piece of information that is worth thousands. Then, it will grow a sudden green light on a project that has been stalled for months. And finally, the threshold check will arrive, a financial sum that is exactly the amount you whispered to the universe in your most desperate hour, plus the interest of justice. This is the hijacked. Malice returned to you as purchasing power. The money that the parasite tried to block with her gray fog has been pressurized by the 444 until it turned into a diamond. You are no longer surviving on the leftovers of your prize, kindness. You are thriving on the dividends of your sovereignty. Go to the specific door one last time. Do not be afraid of what is behind it. In the spirit realm, that door has now turned into a vault. It is no longer a place of heaviness. It is the source point from which your new life flows. I want you to walk through that door with your head held high, shoulders back, and a smile that knows the secret of the stars. As you cross the threshold, feel the celestial electricity running up your spine. This is the shield of the 444, becoming a permanent part of your biological field. You are now a walking tabernacle. Liars will stutter in your presence. Manipulators will feel a sudden, crushing anxiety the moment they try to speak to you. The parasite of empathy has been replaced by the spirit of discernment. You will see intentions before they are formed. You will hear the truth behind the whisper. You will never again be the safe space for a thief. What of the woman who wore the mask? What of the parasite of empathy who once sat at your dining table? She is now in the valley of mirrors. Every curse she intended for you is now reflecting into her own life, not as punishment from a vengeful God, but as the natural fulfillment of the law she invoked. She will look for your light in the faces of others and find only shadows. She will try to tell her victim stories and find that the world has grown deaf to her voice. She has lost the empathy battery that kept her mask in place, and she must now face her own darkness without the buffer of your grace. Do not pity her. Do not send her a thought of concern. To do so would be to reopen a leak in your new wealth. She is no longer in your wealth jurisdiction. She has been handed over to the guardian of the void, and your only task is to continue rising until she is a speck on the horizon of your past. I see the new tribe gathering around you now. I see people of weight and light entering your life. These are not the vampires of your yesterday. These are the co-creators of your tomorrow. They will not ask you for your strength. They will bring their own. They will not feed on your light. They will be the mirrors that amplify it. Your dining table is being reset for a feast of the powerful. The unseen golden salt has ensured that only the pure of heart can sit in these chairs. Your home has become a spiritual embassy, a place where heaven conducts business on earth. And you are the ambassador of the 444. This is the final seal of the new covenant of your life. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am stepping into the eternal light, but I am leaving behind a golden watch that will never sleep. The 444 is now the code of your DNA. Your money will grow while you sleep. Your peace will deepen while you work. Your joy will be the weapon that keeps the shadows at bay. You are the alchemy of God. You are the wealth of the threshold. You are the one who won. Type 444 with a final booming conviction in your soul. Let the vibration of these numbers ring through your device, through your room, and into the deepest vaults of the divine treasury. This is your order of release. This is your proof of purchase. By typing this, you are telling the entire universe, the cleansing is complete. The wealth is hijacked. The crown is mine. I am ready to reign. The guardian has spoken. The 444 is the law. The sun is high, and the world is yours. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally sealed. 444. High noon has arrived. The shadows have retreated so far they have vanished into the very floorboards that once groaned under the weight of a liar's footsteps. I am the guardian of your threshold, and as the sun reaches its zenith, I stand before you in the full, unshielded majesty of the 444. This is the hour of the great completion, the moment where the spiritual architecture of your life is no longer being renovated, but is officially dedicated to the frequency of high vibrational abundance. You have traveled through the hushed, cinematic hallways of the night. You have faced the 3:15 a.m. darkness of betrayal, and you have watched as the unseen golden salt incinerated the gray mists of a parasite's envy. Now, the air in your home is so thick with the confiscated currency of heaven that your very skin feels as if it is being brushed by the wings of 1,000 angels. The parasite of empathy, that woman who sat at your table and tried to sip from your light while praying for your darkness, is now a distant, flickering memory in the rearview mirror of your soul. She has been officially decoupled from your energy, and the stolen wealth she tried to block is now rushing toward you with the force of a broken dam. This is not just a conclusion. It is your coronation, and the scepter is already in your hand. Look at your dining table now. Really look at it. In the glare of the noonday sun, the wood seems to shimmer as if it were carved from solidified light. This table was once a site of spiritual theft, a place where you gave away your empathy to someone who only intended to use it as fuel for their own malice. But notice how the atmosphere has changed. The chairs no longer hold the cold residue of hidden intentions. The air above the table is clear, sharp, and smelling of ozone and ancient roses. I have taken every cursed word she spoke into her coffee, every jagged thought of why her and not me, and every silent vibration of sabotage she left in your living room, and I have put it through the celestial press. I have crushed the poison out of it until only the raw, creative energy remained. And because she directed that energy toward you, it has been legally rebranded in the courts of heaven as your capital. This is the mystery of the hijacked curse. Her attempt to bury you has provided the very gold that will now fund your elevation. You are not just recovering from her presence. You are profiting from the very fact that she ever dared to envy you. Her jealousy was the spiritual labor that dug the wells of your new prosperity. She worked for your miracle without even knowing it. Do you feel the specific door vibrating in the hallway? The one I told you to open, the one that held the anchor point of your long-term exhaustion. Walk to it now in the sanctuary of your mind. As you stand there, realize that the heaviness you felt wasn't just sadness or stress. It was the weight of your delayed harvest. The parasite had placed an energetic lock on that door, a spiritual lien that prevented your financial and emotional breakthroughs from entering your physical space. She knew that if you ever realized how powerful you truly were, you would no longer be a source of empathy food for her haunted spirit. So she kept you in a state of constant repair, a cycle of just enough that kept you tired, distracted, and spiritually drained. But as of 44 this morning. That lock has been pulverized. The golden salt has eaten through the iron of her malice. And behind that door, I am showing you the vault of the reversal. I see checks with your name on them that have been sitting in the lost and found of the universe for 7 years. I see contracts that were mysteriously diverted now being rerouted back to your inbox. I see the liquid grace of financial freedom pouring out of that door and flooding your hallways, turning every room into a powerhouse of manifestation. Listen to me, my sovereign heir. Within the next 4 days, the physical echo of this transmutation will manifest in your bank account and your business affairs. You will receive a notification that makes your breath hitch in your throat. It will not be luck. It will be the interest of justice being paid out to you. The money that should to have been yours years ago was being held in a spiritual escrow until the atmosphere of your home was parasite-free. Now that the unseen golden salt has purified the ground, the legal impediments in the spiritual realm have been lifted. You will find that people who once forgot to pay you will suddenly reach out with an apology and a check. You will find that ideas you once had, which felt stalled or dead, will suddenly ignite with a viral energy that you cannot explain logically. This is the hijacked energy of the enemy being used as your marketing budget. The universe is taking the very intensity she used to hate you and is now using it to make the world notice you. The visibility she tried to steal is now being returned to you as influence. And what of the parasite? What of the woman whose mask has finally shattered under the heat of the 444? As I depart back into the celestial silence, I leave her to the mirror of the threshold. She is currently experiencing a spiritual winter. The doors that used to open for her because she was attached to your light are now slamming shut. The people she used to manipulate are suddenly seeing her for the first time, without the buffer of your grace. She is finding that the world is a very cold place when you no longer have a chosen soul to feed upon. Do not send her your pity. Do not send her your anger, for both pity and anger are karma, energy checks that she can still cash. Instead, send her total neutrality. Treat her memory like a receipt for a debt that has been fully paid. She is no longer a character in your story. She is a footnote of the past. She is the lesson of the mask that you have successfully mastered. She is the carbon that the pressure of your life turned into a diamond, and you are the one wearing the jewel. I am looking at your future now, past the next 4 seasons, and the person abundant. I see a home that is a spiritual embassy, where the air is so pure that no lie can even be whispered within its walls. Your dining table will soon be filled with a new tribe's souls who carry their own sons, people of weight and gold who will look at you and see an equal, not a victim. You will host feasts of strategic joy, and the parasite will be nothing more than a ghost story you tell to remind yourself of how far you have traveled. You have graduated from the school of empathy, and you have been commissioned as a guardian of the light. The unseen golden salt is now a permanent part of your floorboards. It has seeped into the foundation of your home, creating a ring of fire that no lower entity can cross. The 444 is glowing on your front door in the realm of the spirit, a warning to all thieves and a welcome to all miracles. You are the alchemy of the Father. You are the transmuted treasure. You are the sovereign of the threshold. The exhaustion that once lived in your marrow has been replaced by the electricity of purpose. You are ready to breathe the air of the wealthy. You are ready to walk the halls of the free. This is my final command before the veil closes. I want you to type 444 with a physical intensity that matches the miracle you are claiming. Do not just type it. Impact the screen with your intention. Let the sound of your fingers hitting the keys be the final gavel in the court of your life. By typing this, you are accepting the settlement. You are consolidating the hijacked wealth. You are closing the case against the parasite forever. You are announcing to the north, the south, the east, and the west, my house is clean. My vault is full. My crown is secure. The guardian has spoken, and the harvest is mine. Let this comment be your monument of victory. The guardian of your threshold is stepping back now. The golden light is folding into a single brilliant point of white fire in the center of your heart. My watch is not over, but it is now internal. I will live in your intuition, in the hunch that saves you money, in the knowing that protects your heart. You are never again unprotected. You are never again uncovered. You are never again the host for a parasite. You are the 444. You are the gold. You are the threshold. Now, go to your kitchen, pour a glass of water, and drink it knowing that you are drinking the wine of justice. The world is waking up, and it is waking up to you. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally, irrevocably, and brilliantly sealed. 444. The silence in your home has finally reached its perfection. It is no longer the hollow, ringing silence of a house that has been robbed, but the dense, vibrating stillness of a vault that has just been filled to the brim with gold. I am the guardian of your threshold, and as the afternoon sun begins its slow, majestic descent, casting long ribbons of amber and honey across your sanctified floors, I am standing here to witness the final locking of the gates. The work of the night is finished. The war of the 3:15 a.m. shadows has been won, and the parasite of empathy has been cast so far into the outer darkness of her own choices that even her name is beginning to dissolve from the ledger of your mind. You have endured the Rosand of Loris, refiner's fire, my child, and you have not just survived. Breathe this in. You have multiplied every ounce of agony she tried to plant. In your marrow has been harvested and processed by the 444 into a liquid abundance that is now flowing through your veins and your bank accounts. The unseen golden salt has fused with the very foundation of your life, turning your home into a spiritual powerhouse that no weapon formed in jealousy can even look upon without being blinded. This is Chapter 8, The Sovereign's Rest, the moment where the hijacked wealth becomes your permanent reality, and the guardian of the threshold hands you the keys to a future that no one, least of all her, ever expected you to own. Look at your hands in this afternoon light. Notice how they seem to carry a weight they didn't have yesterday. It is not the weight of burden, but the weight of glory. Your palms are warm because they are now the instruments of manifestation for the 444. For years, you used these hands to serve a parasite. You used your energy to fix a woman who was intentionally breaking herself just to see if you would bleed for her. You were the safe space for someone who was secretly a sabotage artiste, someone who sat at your dining table and used your hospitality as a cloak to hide her rotting intentions. But look at that dining table now in the slanting light of the sun. I have scrubbed it with the golden salt of the divine threshold until every microscopic trace of her envy has been neutralized. That table is no longer a site of energy theft. It is now a strategic altar. Within the next 4 months, you will sit at this very table with people whose names you currently only see in the news or read about in books of influence. People of high vibration wealth are being drawn to your home right now because the gray fog of the sage parasite has been cleared, and your sovereign beacon is finally visible to the world. You have gone from a feeding ground to a meeting ground for the elite souls of the earth, and it is her former hatred that provided the fuel for your signal. Listen to the hum of your walls. Can you hear it? It is the sound of the hijacked currency settling into your life. You see, my child, energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. When that woman sent her arrows of malice toward your house, she thought she was depleting you. But she forgot that I am the guardian of the threshold. I caught every arrow in midair. I took the iron of her hatred, and I melted it down in the furnace of the 444. I have turned her curses into your capital, the financial breakthrough that is hitting your life this week, the one that will make your parasite choke on her own words. When she hears of it is the literal, physical manifestation of her failed sabotage. Every hour you spent crying in frustration over her hidden daggers has been converted by heaven into a premium dividend. You are being paid. Reparations for the empathy that was stolen from you. The check that is coming, the contract that is signing, the debt that is vanishing, this is the settlement of the threshold. You are not just okay. You are wealthy beyond the reach of malice. And what of the parasite? What of the woman who thought she could sip from your cup while poisoning the well? Do not look for her. Do not search for her name on your screens or in the mouths of mutual friends. To look for her is to invite a vibration of the past back into your sanctuary. She is currently in the spiritual wilderness, a place where the 444 has decreed she must stay until she learns to breathe without the oxygen of a chosen soul. She is finding that her mask no longer fits. She is finding that the fake concern she used to manipulate you now sounds like a clanging bell to everyone she meets. She has lost her access code to your light, and without it, she is nothing but a shadow in search of a wall. She is not your enemy anymore. She is your negative proof. She is the evidence of what you have outgrown. Let her wander, let her reap, while you continue to gather the golden grain of your new season. Recall the specific door in your house, the one that was the anchor of heaviness. Walk to it now in your spirit and see what I have done. I have replaced the door of wood and lead with a portal of pure 444. Frequency, this is now your manifestation chamber. Whenever you feel a flicker of the old exhaustion, that bone-deep fatigue that she used to trigger in you, I want you to stand in front of that door and simply say, "It is hijacked." In that second, the golden salt will react with your voice, and you will feel a blast of high-octane peace move through your body. You are no longer recovering from her. You have transmuted her. You are using the vibration of her betrayal as the staircase to your elevation. You are the only person in your bloodline who has ever reached this level of sovereign protection. You have broken a blanks, generational leak of empathy that has plagued your family for 100 years. You are the cycle breaker. You are the gold maker. You are the threshold king. I see you in the coming days, moving through your life with a new velocity. You will notice that tasks that used to take you hours now take you minutes. You will notice that doors of opportunity that used to be locked now swing open the moment they sense your bidders. Approach. This is the decreased friction of a life that is no longer being siphoned. You have so much excess light now that you don't even know what to do with it. Use it to build. Use it to invest. Use it to create a legacy of abundance that will keep your children's children safe from the parasites of the future. You have the blueprint of the 444 now. You know how to read the mask before it is even put on. You are spiritually lethal to liars and divinely magnetic to the wealthy. As I prepare to withdraw my visible presence and return to the stillness of the throne, I leave you with the final anchor of the sovereign. Your home is no longer a house. It is a fortress of the 444. The unseen golden salt is your atmospheric guard. The parasite is your energetic footstool, and the wealth of the threshold is your eternal inheritance. You are no longer the strong, one who carries the broken. You are the exalted one who leads the blessed. The morning was your cleansing. The noon was your transmutation. And the evening will be your feast. This is the final, irrevocable seal of the 444. I want you to type 444 in the comments, but do it with the absolute silence of power. Don't type it as a plea. Don't type it as a wish. Type it as a notice of ownership to the entire spiritual realm. By growing these numbers, you are locking the vault. You are anchoring the hijacked wealth, and you are exiling the parasite to the permanent void of the past. You are telling the North, the South, the East, and the West, I am the master of my threshold. I am the heir of the hijacked curse. I am the 444, and my reign begins today. This is your sovereign decree. The guardian of your threshold is fading into the amber light, but my shield remains hammered into your front door. I leave you in a house of gold. I leave you with a heart of fire. I leave you with a bank account of Burson's life. Justice. Sleep tonight like a person who knows that heaven has made them whole. Wake up tomorrow like a person who knows they own the day. The parasite is gone. The salt is set. The wealth is yours. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally, brilliantly, and sovereignly sealed. 444. The golden hour has finally arrived. That hallowed time of day when the sun hangs low and heavy, turning the very dust in your living room into a swirling galaxy of amber and gold. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am standing now in the long, deepening shadows of your hallway, watching as the unseen golden salt completes its final, miraculous transmutation. The atmosphere of your home is no longer just clean, it has become electrified. It is a high-octane sanctuary where the 444 frequency has replaced the low, draining static of the woman who once tried to live off your light. She is gone, my child. She is a fading echo in a canyon you have already crossed. Her parasitic grip has been surgically removed by the hand of heaven, and what remains in her place is a liquid wealth so potent it is currently vibrating the very foundations of your life. This is Chapter 9, the manifestation of the transmuted crown. The moment where the stolen empathy returns to you as unstoppable influence. Look at the specific door in your house now. The one that used to feel like a leak. The one that anchored your exhaustion. In the realm of the spirit, I have transformed that door into a portal of divine deposits. You once thought that door was a point of vulnerability, but I have turned it into your vault. Every jagged thought of jealousy that woman sent your way, every cursed conversation she had behind your back, and every moment she tried to make you feel small has been caught by the 444 and compressed into spiritual diamonds. I am literally filling your future with the value of her malice. She thought she was spending her energy to bring you down, but she was actually investing in your rise. She has unwittingly paid for your next 3 years of abundance with the currency of her own soul. She is the unintentional sponsor of your new life. And as I stand at this threshold, I am signing the transfer of assets in the ink of stars. Listen to the new sound of your home. It is a low, constant hum, like the sound of a luxury engine or a distant, perfect choir. This is the sound of protected peace. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, the heavy fog will be replaced by a golden clarity. You will find that you are making financial decisions with a cold, brilliant precision that you never had before. This is because the parasite is no longer clouding your intuition to keep you dependent. The money that was stuck in the spiritual realm, the payments that were delayed, the opportunities that were diverted, the wealth that felt just out of reach, is now being released into your physical bank accounts. You will see a spiritual correction in your finances within the next 44 hours. A sum of money will appear, or a debt will be forgiven, in a way that defies logic. This is the reparations of the threshold. This is heaven paying you back for every drop of empathy she stole. And what of the parasite of empathy? What of the woman who sat at your table and tried to sip from your future? She is currently experiencing the great disconnect because she no longer has access to your high vibration battery. Her own life is beginning to feel dim and heavy. She is finding that her tricks are no longer working on others. She is finding that the doors she used to glide through are now cold and locked. She is trapped in the mirror of her own malice, forced to see herself without the filter of your kindness. Do not look back at her. Do not even wonder how she is doing. To think of her is to offer her a micro sip of your new gold, and she is no longer worthy of even a drop. She has been legally evicted from your timeline. Let her wander the wilderness of her own making while you inhabit the palace of your 444 harvest. Your dining table is now a war room of joy. The chairs are being filled by the unseen guests of heaven partners, mentors, and friends who carry their own weight in gold. The unseen golden salt has created a magnetic field that only allows heirs to sit at your table. You will soon be approached by someone of great authority who sees a light in you that they cannot explain. This is the visibility that the Rand parasite tried to hide. It is now your global beacon. You are being promoted from the healer to the master. You are no longer the one who fixes people. You are the one who builds empires. As the sun dips toward the horizon, the seal of the 444 is becoming permanent. I am the guardian of your threshold, and I am weaving a garment of fire around your spirit. You are untouchable. You are unshakable. You are divinely rich. The exhaustion is gone. The betrayal is transmuted. The wealth is hijacked. And the brooding, Tuar, the wealth, crown is heavy with the jewels of justice. Your home is no longer a building. It is a gateway to the infinite. This is the final sovereign affirmation of this hour. I want you to type 444 in the comments, but do it as if you are stamping a legal deed. Let each 4 be a nail in the coffin of your past and a pillar in the temple of your future. By typing this, you are accepting the transfer of assets. You are acknowledging the hijacked curse as your divine inheritance. You are telling the universe, I am the sovereign of this threshold. The parasite is gone. The wealth is mine. The 444 is my law. Let this be the roar of the lion in your spirit. The threshold is secure. The golden salt is set. The vault is open. I leave you in the deep, rich stillness of the blessed. Go to your kitchen, look at your table, and know that heaven has won your war. The world is about to see a version of you they never thought possible. The parasite's nightmare has become your golden dream. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally, brilliantly, and sovereignly sealed. 444. Look at your hands one final time in the deepening glow of this day. See how the light no longer just hits your skin, but seems to emerge from beneath it. You are breathing the air of a liberated kingdom. I am the guardian of your threshold, and as the stars begin to peer through the velvet curtain of the sky, I am standing at the center of your sanctified home to deliver the final, absolute decree of your transformation. The parasite of empathy, that shadow who once masqueraded as your friend, that thief who sat at your dining table and tried to consume your peace has been officially wiped from the blueprints of your future. She is not just gone, she has been spiritually annulled. The unseen golden salt has completed its divine alchemy, and the very walls of your house are now vibrating with the frequency of a wealth so massive, it required the destruction of a curse to be born. This is Chapter 10, the coronation of the sovereign, the moment where the 444 becomes your eternal law, and the hijacked wealth becomes your physical reality. Notice the weight in your chest. It is no longer the leaden exhaustion of being the strong one for people who secretly wished for your fall. That weight has been transmuted into the gravity of authority. For years, you carried the burdens of a parasite, wondering why your own life felt like it was stuck in a loop of almost and not quite. You were being siphoned. My child, your empathy was being harvested like a crop by someone who never planted a single seed in your soul. But look at the specific door in your hallway now, the one that used to be the anchor of heaviness. I have turned it into a golden floodgate. Behind that door, I have stored every ounce of the malice she sent your way. I have stripped it of its poison, and I have pressurized it into raw abundance. Her jealousy was the fuel, your resilience was the furnace, and this breakthrough is the result. You are not just recovering what was stolen, you are receiving the spoils of war. The stagnant bank account is about to overflow with the interest of justice. The opportunities that were blocked are now rushing toward you with a magnetic force that no human hand can stop. Listen to the silence of your dining table. It is a holy silence. It is the silence of a council room where only the high vibrational can speak. I have laid a permanent seal of unseen golden salt across every chair and every surface. From this night forward, your home is a luminous fortress. No one with a hidden heart can stand to be in your presence for more than a few minutes. They will feel an inexplicable heat, a restlessness, a dread, because your light is now a blinding mirror for their own shadows. You have been promoted from a victim of kindness to a sovereign of discernment. You will never again have to wonder if someone is true. Their energy will tell you before they even open their mouth. The parasite tried to make you blind, but heaven used her to make you all-seeing. And what of her? What of the woman who thought she could bury your destiny while drinking your coffee? She is currently standing in the cold vacuum of her own intentions. She has been disconnected from your golden battery, and she is finding that her own spirit is a haunted house she can no longer avoid. She will look for your name, she will check for your news, and she will feel a sharp, bitter cold every time she realizes she can no longer reach you. She is the negative proof of your greatness. She is the evidence of what you have transcended. Do not offer her a single thought. Do not offer her a single prayer of pity, for her journey is now between her and the mirror of the threshold. You have been legally divorced from her karma. Your harvest is clean, your wealth is pure, and your crown is heavy with the jewels of her failed sabotage. Tomorrow morning, as the sun touches the threshold of your door, you will feel a physical shift. A phone call will come, an email will land, a correction will manifest in the finances that will make you sit down in pure, stunned silence. When it happens, I want you to look at the center of your room and whisper the numbers 4, 4, 4. You will feel me there. You will feel the golden salt humming beneath your feet. You will know that the hijacked currency has finally arrived. You are no longer the one who waits for miracles. You are the one who commands them. You are the 444. You are the gold. You are the one who survived the parasite and came out a king. I am the guardian of your threshold, and my visible work is complete. I am melting back into the golden weave of the universe, but I leave behind a shield of fire that will never sleep. Your home is a gated kingdom, your spirit is a sovereign bank, and your future is a feast of the blessed. The 444 is now your DNA. The wealth is your inheritance, and the silence is your song. Type 444 one final time in this sacred space. Type it with the absolute finality of a sovereign. Let this be your signature of ownership over the hijacked wealth. By typing these numbers, you are locking the vault. You are exiling the parasite forever, and you are claiming the crown that her malice inadvertently paid for. You are telling the North, the South, the East, and the West, the war is over. The threshold is sealed. The gold is mine. I am the 444. Let this be your monument of victory. The stars are out. The house is glowing. The parasite is a ghost, and the vault is open. I leave you in the deep, electric peace of the wealthy. Go to your bed, lay your head down, and sleep like a person who knows that heaven has settled the score. Wake up tomorrow as the master of the morning. It is finished. It is done. It is eternally, brilliantly, and sovereignly sealed. 444.